NVIDIA may aim for up to 16 generated frames with multi-frame generation tech in future DLSS technology. NVIDIA may target a much higher FPS mark with the DLSS multi-frame generation technique, but it depends on whether users would like it. NVIDIA is looking forward to enhancing the multi-frame generation to generate up to 5x FPS the current MFG can generate with future DLSS versions. With the launch of NVIDIA RTX 50 series gaming GPUs, NVIDIA also debuted the newer DLSS 4, introducing several enhancements for smoother gameplay. The classic frame generation from DLSS 3 is now succeeded by the multi-frame generation technique that offers much higher frames per second on the RTX 50 GPUs. Even though multi-frame generation is already significantly ahead of frame generation, NVIDIA might aim for even a higher mark than it currently does. In an interview, NVIDIA showed interest in multiplying the FPS several times with future DLSS versions. However, it won't be that simple and might not be necessary, as NVIDIA says that the current multi-frame generation is quite sufficient for gamers. Still, NVIDIA says that they can achieve up to 16 frames per second with future DLSS MFG, and if that benefits the gamers, they may improve the MFG to such a level. As per the Canada, it seems like NVIDIA wants to settle for 3 frames per second at the moment, since it's already multiplying the FPS several times. With NVIDIA's new DLSS 4 core technology, MFG, it will now generate multiple frames instead of just 1. This time, it can generate up to 3 frames. Is there a goal for how many frames can be generated by AI in the future? This DLSS 4 MFG technology is aimed at 4K 240Hz. It is difficult to say for sure what the technical limitations are in terms of how many more frames can be generated, or what the future holds. In the end, it is all about balance. If we can generate 16 frames at a time, and if it ultimately benefits the gaming experience, we will do so, but for now, we have decided that generating a maximum of 3 frames is appropriate. Also, the performance of AI models is important. To 6 years ago when we first announced DLSS, AI model performance has improved so much that it's ridiculous. So it's difficult now, but I think it depends on how much better AI model performance will be in the future. Quasar's own the multi-frame generation technique uses the latest transformer model and adds fake frames to the gameplay to increase the smoothness of gameplay. By analyzing the scenes carefully through an advanced AI model, the current DLSS 4 technology is much more advanced than it was initially. NVIDIA has showcased the performance difference between native and DLSS 4 MFG scenarios, which can increase the FPS by up to 8 times. If NVIDIA adds 16 fake frames in between the original ones, it might be just too much and may introduce weird AI artifacts, distortions, or anomalies to the visuals. Also, fake frames still won't be able to compete with the quality of original frames and won't offer a similar smooth performance. 3 fake frames look quite sufficient for now, but of course, the future of DLSS and MFG depends on what NVIDIA thinks is better for gamers.